Hey, what's going on, guys? It's DGamer09 back here again with another episode, finally, of Alan Wake Remastered. I am so excited to be finishing this series with you guys. This is not the last episode. I mean, by the way, we've still got probably half the game and the 2 DLC episodes to go, but we are finally going to be finishing this and then playing through Control and then Alan Wake 2, which I'm very excited for. The last time that we left off, if you don't remember, whilst trying to figure out the mystery of what is going on in Bright Falls, Alan started getting chased by a rogue FBI agent who seems crazed and vengeful named Agent Nightingale, and we were running through the woods, the last time that we left off. So let's do it. Let's go and finish this episode, hopefully, but I'm not sure. Oh, behind us already? No, back off. Oh, having trouble remembering all the gameplay moments, techniques. I mean, it's been a minute since I've played. Okay, that's how we dodge. Cool. I needed to remember that because
There's no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
if you don't remember, one of the things about Alan Wake is that lots and lots and lots of weird stuff is going on here. I don't blame you if you don't remember. It's been a bit since we left off. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Stay back. I'm not afraid to flash you guys. Oh, we need to... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Come one, come all is our trophy. I didn't want to use that at all, but I kind of had no other choice. We also got the trophy energized. I'm guessing that we got come one, come all for that massive flare blast where we took out many of them at once, and I'm guessing that we got energized for reloading our batteries a certain amount of times. Let's see, there should be collectibles near us, some manuscript pages and the like, but okay, yeah, there are. I have missed some and I need to run back, but here is one of them. This one is Wake attacked by a bulldozer.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
So, once again, if the trend of the manuscript pages from this book that Alan doesn't even remember writing still come true, then we are going to be attacked by said bulldozer soon. So that will be fun, won't it? Getting run over and crushed to death. Lovely way to go. There should be, yes, a can pyramid. I knew there would be. Aw, man. Carney is our trophy. I'm guessing for getting half, maybe, of the can pyramids available to us. There should be more collectibles up ahead, I believe. Yes, there are. Our next coffee thermos is here as well. There should be more up ahead beyond us in terms of collectibles, so let's grab it. Yes, there is a manuscript right here. This one is Sarah distrusts Nightingale.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Nightingale sounds like a real peach. And so far from what we've seen, he's the most lovely man there is. Ah, nice batteries. We needed those. And it gave us a lot of them. It gave us so many. If you guys want to know a fun fact, I learned that if you know the history of Alan Wake, you'll be like, yeah, that's old news. But if you don't really have that much experience... Oh, hang on.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Oh no, that cannot possibly be good. But anyway, as I was saying before that very mysterious phone call that we got from Alice, quote unquote, is that if you don't have that much experience with the original version like me, so far only the remastered version is what I played. I played the tutorial and the opening episode, I think, of Alan Wake on its original release, and never continued it for some reason. I don't know why. I'm loving my journey. It was sponsored by Verizon. So there were cutscenes where Alan would pick up his phone and it would just linger on the Verizon logo for a long time. And these batteries were originally Energizer batteries. Now they're just basic batteries in the remaster, but that's very funny to me. Here's our next manuscript. Wake attacked by a possessed object.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage, before it flew at me again.
Is the dark presence about to start possessing objects in the world then and coming after us that way? There's our yellow marking and more yellow markings here showing an arrow leading us to revolver ammo that we need. We can't pick it up. Shotgun ammo, and most importantly, our next chest, which is indeed part of our collectibles. There we go. Now let's continue on back down our path and continue searching for Alice. Let's continue searching for Alice. Something interesting.
Railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Also, forgive me while I take a moment to explain something really cool, but there's something over there that will kill us if we are not extremely focused. But something that I wanted to point out that, forgive me, I'm stupid. Sometimes I don't notice things, and other times I pick up on the smallest details. But a fantastic YouTube channel called Lore Dump, run by Monty Zander, a YouTuber I mentioned before on Marvel's Spider-Man, when we played that you should go and check out. He runs a channel called Lore Dump with his friends Chase and Neil, where the goal of the channel is to take a game series or a game that one or two of the others hasn't played, while one of them explains it to said person, and they do it all drunkenly, and it's hilarious and extremely fun. Monty has stated that he is a massive fan of Remedy's games and that Alan Wake is one of his favorites of all time, and so he was explaining it to them for the channel, and Neil noticed that the town Bright Falls, the name Bright Falls, and it's us fighting with light, and the show that's in universe that we keep finding, Night Springs, as in the night is taking over everything, and I just find that very cool, and I am very sorry for you guys that I did not notice that. Forgive my absolute stupidity.
And it was taking over everything in its path.
Just like that manuscript said, we're running into possessed objects now. No, back off, back off, back off! Oh dear. It's trying to fling objects toward us. Ah, we can fight it with the flares. That seems to be our best option, almost, because it takes a very long time and uses up much of our flashlight's ammo to take these down. No, back off. Let us through. Oh dear. It just keeps flinging them at us. There should be a manuscript page up here somewhere. Ah, yes, it's right in our path, which makes it very easy to get. Thank you. Wake and the dark presence in the lodge.
Slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left. No guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Let's hope we don't run into the dark presence.
Just starting to get interested in writing. Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
We have now obtained a flashlight upgrade, at least for this episode. We switched from the flashlight to the heavy-duty flashlight, which I don't know if it has a wider area of effect or not, or if it takes down enemies' darkness shields faster, but it has more battery, which is good enough for us. There is our next thermos. Let's continue on. Once again, what with Wake informing us that he thought about Stephen King and the inanimate objects coming to life in his books, it informs us about what could be going on underneath the surface of it all here in Bright Falls, and how it might or might not be related to our own creations. Let's throw out a flashbang for them. I forgot that was an instant takedown on them. There we go. That went pretty fast, actually. Now let's move on. There should be more collectibles up ahead for us But I wanted to check if there was any sort of ammo over there. There's not. It's just a blocked path is all. Nope, not doing it. I love how that's just an instant kill on them. It's very useful that we have that ability. Otherwise, we'd get overwhelmed pretty easy. What does that say? In light, you can hurt them. Alright, let's continue on. Is it the mysterious dream orb voice that's leaving those for us? You guys remember the one from the beginning of the game in the dream sequence, the nightmare sequence that Alan had, that it's the one that gave us our tutorial gun and flare, and it's also the one that said that the dark presence is hiding inside of Barbara, the widow in black.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derlis' trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derlis.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derlis learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
Huh. Okay then. So, could that be a hint towards what Alan is messing up with, looking for something? Maybe? I don't know. Wake attacked by the dark presence.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
That is not good. And it seems like that's what is going to happen to us in just a little while. So, let's see what awaits us down here. This is very clearly some kind of boss fight room. And that's why there's not even a Taken inside of that bulldozer. It's literally just a bulldozer possessed. How is the dark presence getting so fierce? Oh, we need to keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving, come on. Oh, burn a hole in it, Alan. Come on. There we go. Heavy metal is our trophy, and I quite like the naming convention of that. There we go. I'm definitely not recording this segment of this episode a whole year later after the last segments. No, I believe in full honesty with you guys. I have not recorded many of our series very well, but as I mentioned in the first episode of the Batman Arkham Knight episode, I am going to be deleting some of our series that we're at the midpoint of and finishing off ones that I feel like need finished and then redoing other ones. But anyway, let's keep going, guys, because I really, really like Alan Wake and the Remedyverse, and I cannot wait to see Control or Alan Wake 2 with you guys, and I hope that you're all excited as well. Here is our coffee thermos, our next one. Let's keep going. Are we about to steal the truck? Yes.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now.
Here we
I'd
go.
meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
I love the writing here in Alan Wake so much. And also, I have recently been reading over Salem's Lot, which I've loved all the adaptations. Call my museum this way. I've loved all the adaptations. But I had never read the book, and family members got it for me. And I have been absolutely loving it, and it is also...
Without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
But anyway, it is very clear that Remedy took a lot of writing inspirations from Stephen King and his novels, and part of the reason why I have been enjoying Alan Wake so much and Salem's Lot is that it just drops the most profound statements ever, just randomly in the middle of a normal paragraph, and it's so cool. The writing is so intellectual, and it's beautiful in the way that its statements are made. This is also a beautiful shot we could get here if I just have Alan do a backup, and there we go. If we want one without the chair, we can come here, and there we go. Alright, let's keep going, shall we? What, no radio? I really didn't expect there to be driving, though, in Alan Wake, actually. So, it's quite interesting. It's a neat turn of events. Let's keep on going. We'll be driving them around the mountain when we drive. Here is our next radio show.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
No music because it's probably copyright, but there we go. Bright Falls is quite beautiful. And you can hear the bridge creak. Sounds like we're gonna fall off of it, or through it, rather. But anyway, as I was saying, it's quite interesting to see how it's almost as if Pat Maine is talking to Alan himself about Nightingale and apologizing to him directly. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna find out.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? Hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Wow, how sad. Who knew that Pat Maine once had a heart? And by heart, I mean partner, because obviously he's a pretty normal guy. So anyway, let's keep going in this really super cool car, because our truck is kind of smoking, which might be my fault for driving it. A new manuscript page? On the ferry.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Uh-oh. Sounds like an interesting tease, though, to leave off for our next episode. So, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like. It helps the channel out. Comment down below, and we can have a conversation. Subscribe so you never miss anything. Share the video with your friends and family so that we could spread more positivity to more people. And, as always, remember to fight with light. And I'll see you all in the next one. Love you all.